So Collingwood have interest in St Kilda's Jack Hayes. Let's talk about it. I am on location at the moment. Just came back from a hike, Arthur's Seat in Edinburgh. Absolutely beautiful. Hopefully you can hear me with all this noise, but I've got obviously the microphone here. I'm starting to pack my gear in my bag, so whenever I need to record a video, I can just pop it out and record the video. But Jack Hayes from St Kilda, is he worth a look at? Let's look into it. So Jack Hayes is 28, uncontracted, has played a few seasons at the Saints. He's played 8 games, has only finished 6 full games, has had Brownlows in 2 of those 6 games, but is very injury prone. Now, what type of player is Jack Hayes? So Jack Hayes is a forward ruckman, so I can see why Collingwood are interested in him. Craig McRae for so long has been calling out for depth. At one point, we had Mason Cox go down, we had Darcy Cameron go down, and we had a makeshift ruck line. So I think Hayes is a very, very cheap option, and I think that's the most appealing thing. Uncontracted, cheap. You'd probably get him for a bag of chips, and who knows what he could be if he can get his body right. But that's the big if he can get his body right. Now, like I said, he's 28, he will be 29 next season. He fits that age profile a little bit on the slightly older side, but you're probably asking yourself, why are we going for a player like this who is injury prone, when we do have, someone like Nathan Kruger at home. Now, Nathan Kruger, another one that hasn't been offered a contract. I think Kruger leaves, and that's why we're getting Hayes in. Now, who would I prefer, Kruger or Hayes? I think Kruger has done really well. He's had his chances though, and he hasn't really cemented that spot in the team. I think a breath of fresh air for Hayes and a better medical team than St Kilda, you would think anyway. Even though everyone's probably very good, but Collingwood, So I think it's a good acquisition if we can do it, just because it's cheap. It's not going to, blow up our salary cap. It's not going to cost us a first round draft pick. At best, it's a pick in the 60s, if that, especially because he is uncontracted. And you're also probably saying, oh, but I want Ollie Lord. I want Ollie Lord too. But Ollie Lord is contracted. He'll take a monster effort unless he nominates Collingwood that he wants to go to, which I don't think will happen now that Charlie Dixon isn't playing anymore since he's retired. So Jack Hayes is, and I know I'm keep using it wrong, and there's that one guy that always calls me out, but Jack Hayes is the money ball option. And if we can get his body right, he could be absolutely anything, I think, and probably best 22. Now, think back to Craig McRae's first game in charge. It was also Jack Hayes' first game. He kicked 3 goals on us, absolutely monstered us, and he even got a Brownlow vote in his first game because of the way that he played. If we can get that Jack Hayes all the way through for the next couple of years, I think it's an absolute no-brainer. The other thing is Mason Cox probably retires at the end of next year, so we do need that forward ruck cover, and Jack Hayes would be that Mason Cox replacement. And remember, Mason Cox is still fully recovering from all those knee injuries that he got in that Fremantle game, and we know that he played with like a partially torn ACL or MCL or whatever it was. So we don't know that Mason Cox is going to be 100% fit and ready to go. So at least you have that Jack Hayes covering. And I think the question is, do you trust someone like a Jack Hayes more than you would trust a Nathan Kruger? Because they're the only 2 people that are sort of fighting for that spot. Jack Hayes is known to go into the ruck. Nathan Kruger can ruck, but I prefer him more in the forward line, just as a forward, just in general. So I think, I actually kind of really like it, just as that cheap option. As long as he comes cheap, which I don't think he'll be expensive, but as long as he can come cheap, I really do like this idea. And he's had a medical, so it looks like he's pretty much ready to go. And again, in Fly we trust, in Leopard we trust. There's all these new things that they're doing with algorithms and stuff, apparently, that Leopard is sort of bringing on for drafting and trading and bringing in new talent. But let me know your thoughts down below. And remember, you can join for less than a cost. So I bought this. So join as a membership for less than a cost of a coffee. I bought this for £4.20, which is just the skinny latte, and that's $8 Australian. So join the Swoop membership for less than that. I'll start streaming today, and we can get into it. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.